My name's James Wiltshire, and you probably know me as one half of UK production and remix team, the Freemasons. Around about 2007, my business partner Russell and I had a hot streak of hit records that culminated in a number of our remixes being used by major artists such as Beyonce, Shakira and Kelly Rowland. When my daughter arrived a few years ago, I realised I was going to have to make some major changes in my life. I really wanted to be there while she was growing up, and that's not compatible with touring. So I started F9 Audio, a soundware and sample label, and I'm really proud to say that within 3 years, we've garnered a world-class reputation amongst producers and platinum-selling artists. Out of all areas of music production, I think mixing and mastering often has the most mystique and misinformation around it. It's up to all of us to make sure that we're honing constantly our mixing and mastering skills. Traditionally, mastering was the process of bringing together a whole collection of different tracks and giving them a consistent sonic signature between them. Now, historically, there were also technical considerations for the process, as certain things needed to be done to make sure that the actual outputted music would work on vinyl or CD. Fast forward to today, and the output formats may have changed drastically, but for me the process really hasn't. We as artists and producers are constantly being pushed to present near-mastered material at all stages throughout the production process, and we should consider any single tool that makes that job easier of vital importance. This is the first time I've seen machine intelligence get involved. I've been using it for several months and I'm actually quite amazed at the impact that it's had on my output, but not for the reasons that you might expect. I'm sure that you guys, like me, that find sometimes your hearing changes on a daily and sometimes almost hourly basis. Once I get tired throughout the course of the day, I know that I have to compensate. So to have this trusted friend in there with this complete consistency has been revolutionary. And I am not afraid to tell you that I'm constantly using the mastering assistant. I'm actually using it just to check where it feels adjustments could be made throughout the EQ curve of my actual track, and then I can go back and adjust the elements. So it's almost like a feedback loop. Then you can run something like the Master Assistant and see where it thinks the final output should be. The Mastering Assistant is giving you two output options, a high quality WAV output and an output that is dedicated to streaming. All of the streaming services themselves want a degree of consistency. So if tracks are too loud and pushed onto services like Spotify and Apple Music, those services will actually reduce the level of your tracks on playback. But at that point you might have pushed your master too far and it's already damaged. The Ozone Mastering Assistant is completely aware of all of those parameters, and it can teach you an awful lot about the dedicated final outputs that you will need if you're going up onto the streaming services. Intelligent processing at this level is a brand new concept, and there are going to be those in the industry that do adopt it and those that don't. But if you think about the technology involved in the recording industry, it's been perpetually moving forward for the last 100 years. And if my 20 years experience has taught me anything, it is those that tend to grab hold of and use the new technologies that end up changing the face of music as we know it. And at the end of the day, isn't that what we're all actually trying to do?